I recently did a review of this guy. It's the Mackie Thrash 215. If you want to see that review, it's going to be up here somewhere. It's a powered PA speaker for DJs or bands, and it's a big, huge speaker, 15 inches. But when you don't need something this big and you want to listen to some music at home or while you're working on your PC or gaming or something like that, I would suggest picking up something like this. This is the Mackie CR Stealth Bar Desktop PC Soundbar. Wow, that's a mouthful. This is marketed as a solution for situations where a pair of home studio monitors or powered speakers don't fit into your workstation. And today I'm gonna tell you about everything that comes in the box. I'm gonna show you the product. I'm gonna tell you about my experience using it, go over some of the specs, the ones that I think are important, give you a little bit of a sound demo, and then let you know whether or not I think it's worth picking up for yourself. Now, if you're new here, consider subscribing, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos, and leave a comment if you've heard this guy or you have a home PC speaker that you like right now. But enough of that, let's dive into the review of the Mackie CR Stealth Bar. So right out the gate, I've got the packaging here. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I already unboxed this because I've been using it and I didn't package it back up, but I do want you to see the packaging. It's Mackie, it's a well-known brand. It's beautiful, full color images. It came very well encased, and it doesn't have too much info on the box. Talks about how the fact that it actually includes a Pro Tools first subscription. So if you're like gonna be a producer, you're kind of getting into the game and you just want some speakers to listen while you're working at home, that's kind of what they're aiming for with this. Now, that's not the only solution for this product, but it's cool that they include that they throw that in the box. You do get a couple specs on the back, kind of an overview about what the product does, but you didn't come here for the box. Let's take a look at the speaker itself and the accessories. Now, this is the Stealth Bar, and you can see it is very compact. It's got a nice grille on the front. Some of these green accents that Mackie is doing on their products lately, the Thrash 215 has handles that are green, and it's got a nice hefty weight to it, which I didn't expect anything less for Mackie. They're a reputable brand and their stuff feels quality. On the bottom, you've got a couple feet with rubber pads right there. On the back, you have your ins and outs, which we'll talk about. Actually, right now, let's do that. So you've got a DC power input. We'll go over that in a second. You've got a USB-C for connecting this to your computer to do digital audio. You've got an aux input and an aux output. The aux output can be used to send audio to a subwoofer or to a second speaker. A subwoofer is a great choice for this. We'll just get to that in a moment. On the side, you have a couple of buttons. You've got a button for your EQ modes, as well as a button for your input selection. There's a little volume knob on the front that doubles as a button, and then you also have a button right here. Other side is blank, okay? So that's the speaker itself. We're gonna set it right here for a moment. They also include a manual, very nice to have. And then here are our accessories, which I've put into a little plastic bag so I don't lose them. Here is your power plug, standard, AC to DC wall wart. It comes with this adapter for US plugs, which I already put on and I don't know how to get off. Oh, there's a little tab right there. So I guess if you're in a different country, this will ship with a different plug attachment, but I've got the US one right here. And this is probably 5 or 6 feet long. So plenty to reach down from your desk to the floor. They do include an aux cable if you want to go that route to attach up the speaker. They include a USB to USB-C. I'm trying to get those in the front camera there. USB to USB-C cable, also 5 or 6 feet long. And then they include a couple of spare feet, which can elevate the speaker a little bit more off of the table. And I don't know if it adjusts the angle, but it definitely lifts it up a little bit more. Now, I'm just gonna go over these while I have it here. If you wanna remove the feet, it's really simple. You just click it to slide it down. There we go. And they slide off like that. Again, you just push down and you can slide the feet off and then put the other ones in. I don't need to switch, but I'm gonna put those back on like that. Okay, maybe I can do this. Am I putting it the right way? There we go. All right, they're in there nice and secure. Now, let's talk for a little bit about, oh, you know what I did? I put it on backwards. Okay, so let's talk a few specs on this guy. It is 4.3 inches high, so not gonna take up too much space, will fit below most monitors. It's 18.7 inches long and 3 inches deep and comes in at a minuscule 4.3 pounds, which feels pretty hefty in the box, but in reality, anyone can move this around. It's got 50 watts of power, although that doesn't really mean anything for output, and it has two 2.5-inch full range drivers in here with 2 passive radiators, which are not powered but move with the main drivers to augment the low end response. Speaking of the low end response, the frequency range on this is 67 hertz on the low end up to 20,000 hertz on the high end. 67 is not phenomenally low, so you're going to want to add a subwoofer if you really care about those bass frequencies. Now, with that being said, listening to an array of music on this guy, you'll hear a demo in a minute. The sound is full, it's just not hitting you in the chest, and you're just not hearing the lowest of low frequencies. But for the standard user, I think it's going to work out fantastically. Okay, now there's space underneath the bar here, especially if you use these bigger feet to run cables. So if you have a keyboard in front or a digital workstation, you can run the cables and have a nice clean look. I mentioned on the side that you have the EQ mode. You have 3 sound presets: music, movie, and game. I just kept it on music. The differences were minimal, and I think the music is the most natural sounding of the modes, but you can choose how you want to do that. Now, I mentioned earlier that this has USB connectivity. You can use the USB-C to connect to your computer and use a digital signal versus an analog one if you so choose. You also have the 8-inch stereo input and output, so add a subwoofer if you want for those low frequencies. Now, this volume knob over here powers the speaker on and off. You can actually hear it click on and off to power the speaker on and off, and then you can click it in and out to mute the music while keeping the speaker on. So that's nice to have as well. Now, this button over here with the quote-unquote running man, which is what Mackie calls it, is dual purpose. It allows you to pair Bluetooth devices. If you turn on the bar and you're not in Bluetooth mode, or you don't pair your phone in the correct amount of time, you can just come over here, hold this down, and pair your Bluetooth to the bar with this button. It'll flash green when it's pairing, and then it'll be solid green when it's paired. You can also press and hold if you're on a different input mode, it'll be white, and it'll still pair. Let's say you're listening to the aux or the digital, you pair your Bluetooth, and it'll be ready to go when you switch over the input to the Bluetooth. This also serves as a play pause button when the music is already playing via Bluetooth. So that's nice as well. If your phone's not in reach, just reach out, click this, and you can play pause your music. So I already mentioned the sound quality. It sounded full to me. In the frequency range that it responds to, it was great. It's missing the lowest of lows, but to get those, you have to have physical volume, and when you go for compact soundbar, you just don't have that. So pairing with a sub is a great option. But you don't have to take my word for it. I'll give you a quick demo. I don't really like doing these just because by the time it comes through my recording device, which is a Tascam recorder, goes into my Premiere editing software, gets edited and exported, uploaded, compressed, comes through your speakers over your internet connection. It's just not going to sound the exact same, but hopefully you can get an idea of what this is capable of, or at least a rough idea. So there you go. That is the Mackie CR Stealth Bar. If you need something compact and affordable, but still with a good full range output, this is worth looking at. It has pros and cons. It's built like a tank, like everything Mackie makes. It's got a nice heft to it. It's got a full sound and more than enough output for someone sitting right in front of their computer. You're not going to rock a party or a full living room with this, but for kind of near field listening, this is going to be perfect. And like they market, if you don't have space to put some big speakers or monitors, this can do the duty that you need. So if you want to pick one of these up for yourself, I'll include a link down below. You can buy through there, support the channel. I would love you for it. And leave a comment on this video. Do you have a speaker that you use in your home office setting? Have you heard the Mackie CR Stealth Bar, or do you want to pick one up in the future? Subscribe, ring the notification bell, and give this video a like. I would sure appreciate it. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.